All right, guys, again, I want to welcome you to a live trading session organized by 10 Trade for 10 Trade clients. And why do we do this? I always like to emphasize the reason for these live trading sessions, right? Simply because we want to help you spot profitable zones in the foreign exchange market, zones that you should be trading from. All right. And then to give you a second perspective regarding the pair that you are looking to trade for that particular day or that particular week. So we'll be looking at different currency pairs together and analyzing those pairs. All right. So the pairs that you want us to analyze and check out, you just type it in the chat box and then we'll take a look at it together. And if you also have questions, this live trading session is an opportunity for you to ask your questions. You'd also be learning quite a lot as well, and you'll be expanding your knowledge. All right. So for those that are joining my session for the first time, my name is Tobi Okunuga, and I'll be anchoring this session. So guys, we're going to have an amazing time. Mr. Delinka, you're welcome. Ken Dollar, you're welcome. I can see somewhere else, but audio is not activated. Good. So let's get to business, guys. So type in the pairs that you're looking at trading for the week. Today is Thursday, the 23rd. So we have just today and tomorrow before the week runs out. So that means we still have some profitable setups this week, possibly, right? Thursdays, Wednesday, Thursdays, we should see some solid moves in the markets because that's where, you know, volume is pumped into the market during the midweek. So today and Friday, we still have ample time to cut some nice setups. So Candela said we should check out USD JPY. Okay. So if you're also looking at other pairs, please type it in chat box. Victor said gold and AED JPY. All right. So we have 3 pairs that we're going to check out. All right, so before we look at these pairs, let me just give us a little bit of how I analyze the market, all right? Because I noticed that I want to engage with everybody as much as possible. So my perspective of the market is based on how the institutions trade and how they move the market. So when I'm taking entry in any particular currency pair, I always want to spot footprints of the big banks and, you know, financial institutions, because they're the ones actually moving price. All right. So if we want to move with the direction of the market, then we should know the footprint of the people that actually move the market. All right. So in this session, you might not hear me talk about some retail concepts that you are used to trading. All right. But I'll try my best to break down how I view the market as much as possible. I will break it down. And also, as I'm also analyzing, I'll also be teaching as well so that you can learn this concept. And also, I've started something now that every time that I'm on here for live trading sessions, because the way I analyze the market, most of you might not really understand it, so you might want to possibly learn about it. I'll be giving everybody an opportunity to have a one-on-one session with me. All right. So in order for you to do that, you need to be a client of 10 Trade, and then you need to be funded as well. So money needs to be in your trading accounts. All right. So I'll only do that for active 10 Trade clients that has less than 500, about minimum $500 in their account. So you'd have access to 30 minutes one-on-one session with me. And then in that 30 minutes, I'm going to be teaching you, you know, my perspective of the market, how you can, you know, spot activity of market makers, how you can optimize your own trading strategy. So that 30 minutes wouldn't be necessarily to teach you a new system, because obviously I can't teach you a new system, but I can surely help you optimize your trading strategy, right, to enter the best setups. All right. So for example, Mr. De Oluyinka is on here. So me and Mr. Oluyinka will be having a session today. So Mr. De, I'm going to reach out to you like, we talked about. Mr. Aribi Temtoko, you're welcome to a session. Ajayi Omowumi, you're welcome. Glad to have you. Leo Prince, you're welcome. All right. So as we go along in our session, I'll be talking about those things and how you guys can get involved in those sessions. I love to teach, and I'll be glad to take you through things you need. All right. So let's start with the first pair by Ken Dollar, USD JPY. So let's look at USD JPY real quick. All right, USD JPY. So guys, the platform that I'm using to analyze is called TradingView. In case you are used to MT5 platform, all right. If you need me to use the MT5, I could also use MT5. But I just figured out that it's easy to train people on USD on TradingView. All right. Perfect. So let's start from the very basics. Now, when you're analyzing any currency pair, the first thing you want to do, guys, is to do your top-down analysis. Right? So you want to check out what the market is saying on a higher time frame. So personally, I like to check it out from the weekly time frame. So let's check out UJ on weekly time frame real quick. So this is the weekly time frame. All right. And you're trying to check out the structure of the market. By market structure, I mean, what is price doing? Is price in an uptrend or price in a downtrend? Is the market in control of the sellers or in control of the buyers? Right? You want to know all of that so that you know the direction in which you should be trading. Why a lot of people think that their trading system is not working is because they did not consider market structure first. So your trading system is okay, but if you are trading against market structure, that is when it starts failing a lot. But when market structure aligns with your trading strategy, your strike rate is going to greatly improve. So first things first, you want to get the market structure. So this is a weekly time frame. So what is the weekly telling us? I like to switch my chart to the Heikin Ashi based on preference to know exactly what is going on in the market. And based on this, I can see something here. I'll just go real quick. I can see a retracement here. Okay. So price is in an uptrend like so. In a second, price has been in an uptrend like so. All right. And what do we have going on here? I'm seeing a retracement. So price is currently retracing and price is reacting at a demand zone here. So on weekly time frame, USD JPY is in an uptrend. So that means the demand is the one in control. When the demand is in control, you want to be looking for buy opportunities. All right. So how do I spot my demand zone? All right. Very, very simple. I like to spot the range of demand over here. All right. The last sell move before the buy. Okay. Where price started going up like so. Okay. Started going up from here, and I'm taking into consideration the whole range, not just a few candles. All right, it is in that range that I'm looking for the footprint of the market maker. So over here, this whole range here. So I'm going to drag it to drag it to where the coin market price is, and then as you can see over here, at the mitigation of this zone, right, we have some activity here. Ultimately, okay, price is currently reacting at this zone. So what do you do when you identify a demand or a supply zone? All right. So you always want to spot liquidation first before you take entry. When you spot a demand zone or a supply zone, okay, you always want to look for liquidation. before you take entry, because every single time there is always liquidation. Okay, in layman terms, that's what you call your stop hunting. So people would enter a buy, and then they put their stop loss below somewhere, and then price goes and hits their stop loss before going in the right direction. All right, so that thing called liquidation is what you want to spot before looking for entry. Now, weekly has given us a point of interest here. Price is in a demand zone on the weekly. So over here, remember I said we are starting with top-down analysis. So weekly has given us something that we can, work with. Now, you want to go to a lower time frame to find possible entries. Personally, when I find a point of interest on the weekly time frame, I want to go to the 4-hour chart. All right, so the 4-hour chart. Okay, let's see what price is doing on the 4-hour chart, and then possibly I'll also give you activity of liquidation. All right, so over here, where my that line is where price mitigated. All right, and at every demand zone or supply zone, in this case demand zone, we are looking for buyer's pressure, because it's that buyer's pressure that will influence the liquidation. So here's what I'm talking about. A lot of times when price hits a demand zone, a market scenario or a market pattern is going to form. More times than often, you see a double bottom form. Okay, in this case, you can see double bottom like this. So this is buyer's pressure. Okay, and a lot of people will be putting their stop losses below the zone here. So when all of this is happening, right, you don't feel as if you've missed out on the move, because a lot of time price is still going to come back down to take out people's stop losses. And then what did price do? We can see price coming down, right, to hit people's stop losses. And then after, so this thing that happened is what we call liquidation, okay, or stop hunting or liquidity grab. Okay, this is a lot of people's stop loss. So there was a lot of money here. So what the market maker, what they did was to make people believe that the real move would start happening from here. All right, but it did not. So price had to come back down and take out new stop losses. And then as you can see, what happened after price did that, you can see that price started taking off. All right, good. So we've missed a very, very important entry here. All right, but let's see where price is right now. Price is currently in the control of demand. And then on the 4-hour time frame, what can we see here? Price is in an uptrend, as you can see. Okay, price is in an uptrend. All right, so for confirmation, to confirm trend, I like to check out my hiking ASHI. And then as you can see, what is price doing here? You have impulse, correction, impulse, okay, correction. Now, let me just show you something real quick. When you go back to a candlestick, let's make this bigger just to show you my perspective. Now, over here, what can we see over here? This high. You can see this particular wick right here. Okay, it is higher than this previous high, but because the body of this candle did not close above this zone, so I wouldn't consider this move a break of structure. All right, so I wouldn't consider this move a break of structure of this high, because this candle, the body of the candle did not close above this zone. So best bet, this week is just some sort of a liquidation of people's entry here at this point, because some people would have entered a sell here, okay, and then they were taking out, and then price started going down. Okay, so here is what I think might be happening. All right, so the market scenario that I'll be looking for right now, let me just delete this. So we want to get a possible zone to take entry on UJ. This is a 4 hours time frame. So looking at this market structure, what exactly can we see? All right. Now this high, I don't consider it as a high. All right. What I would consider personally is I will still consider the previous demand zone. Okay, over here, this is the previous demand zone over here. So when price retraces into this zone, okay, when price retraces into this zone, I'll be looking for entry over here. All right. Now, as you can see, price has retraced into the zone like so here. So before I take entry again, I'm going to go a time frame deeper and spot activity of liquidation before taking entry. All right. So in this case, we see this point of interest on 4 hour time frame. I'll go to the 15 minutes time frame. And then what am I going to be spotting? I'll be spotting liquidation first. And a lot of times, price is going to give us a double bottom. As you can see over here, this is a double bottom over here, and price has gone up right here. So I wouldn't be interested in buying this particular pair until price comes back down here and take out people's liquidity over here. So on USD JPY, Mr. Ken Dollar, all right, what I'm waiting for, or what I'll wait for right now, is for price to come back down from here to take out people's liquidity, all right, because people's stop losses are still sitting here. Price needs to come back down here. If this demand zone is going to hold, price needs to come back down here and grab this liquidity. Okay, once that grab happens, all right, your trading strategy, your entry strategy, regardless of what you are taking entry with, okay, if it aligns, right, you are most likely to have a profitable trade because liquidity has been grabbed. So my recommendation is to wait for price to come down into the zone to grab this liquidity here. So what will you do? What will I do if I were you? I'm going to come here and I'm going to set an alert. Okay, so TradingView allows you to set an alert such that when price crosses this zone, you'll be notified on your mobile app via your email, and of course, if you are logged into the web version of TradingView, you get a pop-up notification. All right, so it is in this zone that I'll be interested in buying on USD JPY, and this is the 15 minutes charts. This can happen anywhere this evening, stroke tomorrow. So because this is USD JPY, you want to be looking for entry in the New York session and the Asian session, because USD, I always teach something, every currency pair has its trading session. So this is USD JPY, right? USD JPY. USD is a US dollar, and business starts for US dollar when banks open in the US. So that is a New York session. So you see more volatility in the New York session. And for the Japanese yen, you see more volatility in the Tokyo session, the Asian session. All right. So the best time to take entry on USD/JPY is the New York session and the Tokyo session. So we are currently in the London session. All right, for USD/JPY, the London session is not the best time to take entry. So you want to wait for the New York session or Tokyo to take entry on UJ. So, but ultimately, when price enters this zone right here, is where you want to start looking for your entry confirmations. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Ken Dollar, give me a feedback in the chat box. Let me know if you understand. So I'm looking to buy USD/JPY on the 15-minute chart when price has come back down to grab people's liquidity here. Once they've grabbed liquidity, they'll have enough volume, right, for this demand zone to be active. I don't know if that makes sense. All right. So if price gets here and a setup does not align, that means there's about to be a possible trend change. All right. So let's move to the next pair because of time. Let me know if you understand Ken Dollar. I'm still here. Just type something in the chat box. Victor E said we should check out gold and AUD JPY. Victor E is asking, what else do you look out for after a liquidity grab? Yeah, so when price has grabbed liquidity over here, like so, right? So based on your own entry, if you, I believe that everybody here possibly already has a way that they take entry, right? There's no holy grail in forex trading. Okay, I trade smart money concept. It does not mean that that is the only way to take entry in the market, but in optimizing your entries, right? If you start taking entry after liquidity has been grabbed, your trading strategy would, your win rates would increase. So if price gets here and still forms another double bottom, if you're someone that trades double bottom, or you trade the heads and shoulder pattern, or you trade some wedge, or you trade a triangle, right, you can go ahead and take entry. All right, so you have that confidence because price already took out liquidity here. All right, but if you're someone that trades smart money concepts, you want to look for an order flow shift. What I mean by order flow shifts, because in a second, by order flow shift, I mean when price is coming back down into the zone, it's going to come as a downtrend. All right, so price will be bearish, retracing to take out liquidity here. If you're trading smart money concepts, you want to wait for price to change the order flow from this bearish to bullish. And how will that happen? You want this lower high right here to be taken out. Once it's taken out, right, you wait for a retracement into a demand level. And it's at that demand that you set your pending order, your buy limit pending order, like so. All right, that's if you're trading smart money concepts. But I'm sure not everybody here trades the way I trade. But my goal here, guys, is to help you spot profit zones that you can take entry from. And then if we see a setup that is right for entry, we can take the entry live. And that'll be very, very interesting to witness. I hope that answered your question, Victor E. So let's check out gold and AUDJPY. Gold, real quick. I want to cover as many pairs before our session elapses. All right. So, check out this. So our last live session was, I think, was on a Monday. And remember, I was telling you guys that price was going to react at this zone on gold. And check out exactly what happened. Price already, dropped for gold. But let's just see if you can find a setup. All right. So this is gold. Again, I'm going to start from the weekly time frame. What is price giving us on the weekly? All right. Is price retracing? Is price in an uptrend or price in a downtrend? Because I want to trade with the strength of the market. All right. So to make it easier for you, you want to, check what is going on Heikin Ashi. All right. So this is the market structure. Okay. And all of this is the higher low that's been taken out, like so. So we have price currently doing this. All of these are just internal structures. Ultimately, price broke to the downside over here. Now we are currently having a retracement into a supply. All right. So price on gold on the weekly chart is about to switch from a bullish environment to a bearish environment. All right. So over here, if you change to normal candlestick pattern, you want to identify, right, a supply. So price is in control of supply right now. So let's identify that supply zone real quick. All right. So easily we can see price doing this. Right here, the supply. Do I have a question? Adolinka is asking, is it okay to trade on support and resistance? Yes and no. Okay, because support and resistance, you must ask yourself, who are the people that taught you support and resistance? Who, most of us learned how to trade Forex on baby pips, right? You must ask yourself, who are the people that, what's it called? That created baby pips, right? Is these guys that want us to think the same way. So, because if you're trading based only on support and resistance, it is common knowledge for the market makers. And then they know that most traders will still take entry at the support level and the resistance level. So they would, and then they know that you put your stop loss beneath your support and then your stop loss above your resistance. That's why a lot of times when you enter a trade at support level, you see that price will go down and take your stop loss, then start going up your direction. All right. The only time that support and resistance will make sense for you to trade is if you start considering liquidity graphs first. That's why I started by saying that any trading system that you're currently using to trade is profitable, but it will only be profitable when you start taking entry after liquidity has been grabbed. Okay, so that is the missing link for the majority of systems out there, right? Systems out there, the majority do not consider liquidity before taking entry. And you must understand that the way economics work is built on supply and demand. Supply and demand happens at the same time. Buying and selling happens at the same time. Before the market makers can buy a particular currency, there has to be people that be willing to sell to them. Before a buy can happen, there has to be people willing to sell to them. All right, and that sell is your own stop loss. So people's stop loss needs to be taken out actually before a move can happen. So that's why I said the best way that you can start trading is to spot the footprint of the market makers. You want to move in the direction that these guys are moving. All right. So, and I always say it, if you ever find yourself, you're about to take entry in a particular currency pair and you can't see any liquidity that has been grabbed in that zone. If you find yourself in that situation, most likely you are going to be the liquidity that will be grabbed. All right. And I'm sure that you don't want to be that person always losing trades back to back. So don't let me start ranting about that. Let's go straight into this gold. So price is currently reacting at this supply. And this is on the weekly time frame. So we know that we are looking for sales here, all right, because price is in a supply. So the weekly has given us a point of interest that we can trade from. We know the direction that price should go. If this supply zone acts as it should, right, it should give us a lower low here. Okay, price should go beyond this low to establish that change of order flow, that change in trend from an uptrend to a downtrend. All right, so if we are expecting this to happen, then we want to be looking for possible sell opportunities over here. Okay, so that is the weekly. So I want to go to the 4-hour time frame and get an aligned setup. All right, so over here, you can see that in this zone, right, if you see, activity of market makers in terms of liquidation. So a lot of times you see double tops. In this case, a double top being formed. Okay, and it formed over here. You can see this M pattern like so. Price had to come back up. What did price do? Okay, it took out people's liquidity that was here, and then price shoots all the way down. Okay, it happens every single time liquidity being grabbed. So there's been liquidity grabs. Okay, there's been liquidity grabs. So what do we do in this case? All right, we'll do this. What do we do in this case? So we can see price giving us a downtrend already. So the trend has shifted on the 4-hour time frame. You have this impulse correction. All right. Let me switch to like inner sheet so I can see properly. All right. And then you have, all right, impulse correction. All right. So price is currently here. So now we have that in the bag. So now what do we do? Price is currently in a downtrend. Price is in a downtrend, as you can see on the 4-hour time frame. All right, so let us see this properly. Let me show you something here. Looking at this, there is about to be a possible retracement. Here's what I'm seeing on 4-hour time frame. Okay, Victor, check this out. So you have this price doing like this, correction, and then impulse. Okay, let me make this a bit bigger so you see it. Okay, talking about market structure over here. All right, I'm seeing something we'll call a change of character here. This lower high, check it out, has been violated by this. You can see this lower high has been violated. Okay, price has gone beyond this lower high. When you see this happen, that means we are possibly expecting a change of order flow from this bearish order flow to a bullish order flow. And then when this happens and we see a retracement, price is going to react at the extreme demand. So this is a demand zone, and you can see price is currently reacting at a demand over here. All right, and the activity of price into that demand, we can see something we'll call an inducement. I'm trying not to go too deep into technicals of institutional trading, but we can see inducement over here. We can also see activity of liquidity grab over here. Price has grabbed liquidity into that demand zone, and then you can see price reacting here. Okay, so when you know this, someone is asking a question: what time will H4 candle close based on the current server time? All right, so just look at the open time. The open time is, let me check for you, Jonathan. Okay, so the open time is 7 a.m. So by 11 a.m. Nigerian time, the 4-hour candle will close. Okay, the 4-hour candle will close. Okunuga is asking, I don't understand how to spot liquidity on the gold trade. So don't worry, I'll try and go through that again before we end this class. Okay. So guys, please give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'll be back. All right, guys, so we're back. Now, price has reacted in this zone on the 4-hour time frame. Now, when we see this, to have, a very good entry, some sort of a sniper entry with a small risk and high reward, I like to go to a lower time frame. All right, so for people, because you also need to know something. All right. Okay, so don't let me talk about that in this session. All right, but if we are to buy here, it makes sense to find extra confirmation. You must also notice that indeed based on the weekly time frame, the strength is with the sellers, the supply. So even if we will see a buy setup here, it might not necessarily be a very, very strong move. So when this happens, you might not expect a very strong buy, but it might still get you some interesting amount of pips. And that only happen if you're able to spot setup on a lower time frame. So I'm going to go to a lower time frame, like 15 minutes time frame now, to spot entry here to know the best time to buy in this demand. So we'll go to the 15 minutes time frame, and on 15 minutes, the same thing that we have been doing from the higher time frame, we're going to spot activity of the market makers in terms of liquidation. All right. So you can see this double bottom here, like so. Okay, so people's stop losses is beneath this zone over here. So I'll only be interested in buying gold, okay, if price drops here. Okay, if price should drop over here, okay, so somewhere around here is where personally I'll be interested in buying. Okay, just in buying. And then if you also want to catch this drop right here, the drop that will come here, you must also check out the possible market structure that is right in front of us, like so. Let me just show you that real quick. Okay, so what can we see over here? You can see this internal structure here, price doing this. So, and currently price has broken this higher low, like so. So what you might experience is, so we are seeing this break over here. So what my experience is a retracement into this block of supply. So when this break happens, you can see how it's really struggling. So you might see price retrace into the zone. Once price retraces into the zone, right, you can look for an entry inside the zone. And when you place an entry inside this zone, you possibly want to take entry, okay, somewhere in the middle, okay, and you are selling to where liquidity will be grabbed somewhere here. So a possible risk reward of 1 to 5 from this entry over here on gold. So Victor, 2 different perspectives on gold right now is, if you want to wait for price to retrace into this zone over here, once you see this retracement, you want to look for sells, okay, and then you're selling to this lower low here, or you want to wait for price to come down here to grab liquidity. Once price grabs liquidity here, you want to look for possible buy opportunities. Okay, and that buy, like I said, might not be a very, very strong buy. Let me know if that makes sense, Victor Elisha. Victor E. I'm not sure you are Victor Elisha. Let me know if that makes sense. All right, so that's what I have for us on gold. Price is not currently makes sense. All right, perfect. So let's check out the next pair. Let's check out Euro USD. Let's check out Euro USD real quick. All right, so I want to start from the weekly, as always. And on the weekly, Let me delete this. So, oops. What is the strength of the markets on a weekly? Is price in a downtrend or price in an uptrend? All right. You can see that all of this is just one big correction, one big retracement. All right. And you must think also, where is price reacting from? Price is reacting to this block of supply here. If you change your candlestick, it will be a bit clearer. All right. So over here is where price is currently reacting at this supply. So in this supply, we are looking for selling opportunity. So the weekly chart has given us a story. All right. So over here, we should be looking for sales. All right. So what do you want to do? Want to spot liquidation before taking entry. So when you go to your 4-hour time frame, we could have taken entry. So check out liquidation happening over here. All right. Over here, you have a double top like so. Okay. And what did price do? Price had to come up, grab liquidity, went down. Okay. We can see another double top here like so. What did price do? Price grabbed liquidity. Okay. And then you can see that huge drop. But now, price has dropped real good. And we are seeing that on the 4-hour time frame, we have price in a downtrend. Where is the downtrend? Okay, very, very visible move so far. We can see all of this. Okay, and then price is doing this. So when price is in a downtrend like so, you want to wait for a correction, because in a downtrend, you want to be looking for sales at a lower high, okay, basic trend mechanism, right? In a downtrend, you want to wait for price to excuse me. You want to wait for price to correct into a lower high, and then you take your sell. In an uptrend, you want to wait for price to correct into a higher low, and then you look for buy setup. Okay. Now, in this case, price has given us a lower low, like so. Okay, so this low is lower than previous low, and then the body of the candle, of this candle, closed below this low. All right, so you want to wait for a proper retracement. And personally, when I'm looking for retracement, I like to take sell entries at premium price. So to know the premium price, I take into consideration the swing structure. What is swing structure? This place, the extreme here. So just take fibs, and anywhere from the 50%, I'd like to take entry. So anywhere from here. So I like price to retrace to at least this point before I start taking entries. So that means price has a long way to go in terms of reversal. All right. Sorry guys, I've got a little cold. So in this retracement here, we now want to spot existing supply zones where you can take entry. All right. So, and we can see this supply zone over here. All right. We can see another supply zone over here. Over here, like so. Okay, so on Euro USD, you want to start looking for entries when price retraces here. You want price to retrace here. When price gets here, you want to look for sells, and when price retraces or into this zone, you want to look for sells. Okay, these are the best zones that you can take a sell entry from. Is that clear, guys? And we're going to see similar setup as well on most USD pairs. That is a quote. Temitokwe is raising his hands, so let me unmute you, Temitokwe. Temitokwe, unmute yourself and speak.
Okay.
Real quick.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Please, the network log me out. The
Okay.
moment you want to come again on the how to spot a liquidity on the good trading. Immediately that time the network logged me out. So I just log in back now. So I missed the explanation where you wanted to come again on that liquidity, on that how to spot the liquidity on good trading.
Oh, you know what to talk where
Yes, I'm just joining now.
Okay, sorry about that. You know, we are working with
Yes,
time.
I'm just coming back.
Yes. So I recommend the replay will be on the YouTube session in a few hours from now. So please just kindly check it out. Because this is a 1 hour class, and then we have like about 10 minutes more. We've left gold. This is Euro USD. So for people that were live, yeah, it won't be fair to go back to gold and start doing that. So please, you watch the replay, okay? All right, thank you so much for understanding. Yeah. Okay, so on Euro USD, these zones are the zones where we want to be looking for entry. So, and you know, like I said, we just have to be patient, guys. I know we want to start trading, but of what point uses it is if you are not being patient and then you are trading from the wrong zones. You want to have an experience that you are winning more trades than you are losing. So it is when you trade at these zones, right? That's when your strike rate will increase. So for Euro USD, I want to recommend wait for price to retrace into these zones before you take entry. Basi Ayo, good morning. Thanks for joining. All right, so let's check out one more pair or two more pairs. We are out of time. I believe that on UJ, on gold, on Euro USD, on 3 pairs now, we've spot 3 zones where we can trade from. So what I recommend that we also do as you are listening, guys, is as I'm spotting these zones, you also want to highlight those zones on your own chart as well. Okay, so, and just for the benefit of doubt, highlight it on your charts, and then when price aligns according to your system, take the entry on a demo account, okay, and just see how price will react dynamically at those zones. So that will give you enough confidence to actually, you know, take what we are doing very, very seriously. Okay, and before our time elapses, I want to also reiterate what I said in the beginning. How I trade is called smart money concepts. I trade based on the footprint of the big banks and financial institutions. I'll be more than ready to teach a few people here on how to have this perspective of the market, how to trade like the banks trade. And I said that I'll be giving everybody an opportunity for a free 30-minute one-on-one session with me. All right. If you are here and then you are a 10 trade client and you like to learn how to trade, you know, this concept, smart money concept, type in a 1 in the chat box. If you are here, you are a 10 trade client, you are a client of 10 trade, and then you like to learn how to trade smart money concept, type in a 1 in the chat box. Joshua, I see you. Victor, Ebenezer. All right, good. So all you need to do, guys, to qualify for the 30 minutes one-on-one session with me, in that 30 minutes, I will, you know, drop a few points that'll be useful to you, and also help you optimize your existing trading strategy. So I will also, in that 30-minute session, I will understand how you trade and help you optimize your trading system, leveraging on what I use. All right. And the only thing that you need to do to qualify for this session is, number 1, if you're already a 10 trade client and you have over $500 in your trading account, right? So that qualifies you for that one-on-one trading session, that, you know, one-on-one session with me. Or to be a part of it, you only need to fund your account, make a deposit of $500 in your account, and then you qualify for the session. So personally, when you do that, you want to reach out to your account officer that you funded your account, and then you need the one-on-one session with Tobi Okunuga. All right, so when you do that, your account officer will reach out to me, and then we'll schedule our sessions together. All right. I can promise you one thing. When you start having this perspective of the market, you know exactly what these big boys are doing. And then you can just react, okay, because you've seen their footprints. And if you've ever wanted to learn how to, take sniper entries, you have been seeing a lot of people on YouTube, on Instagram, showing you screenshot of, sniper entries. All right. I'll show you how to take entries at those other blocks. Okay. Entries that, you would have a stop loss of, let's say two or three pips, and then you are having a take profit of 30 pips. So average 1 to 3 risk to reward, 1 to 10, 1 to 20. You can be risking 1% of your account and make 20% profit. All right. So that's what I'll be, introducing you to. So you want to do your best possible to get access to that one-on-one session, because it's going to help your trading game. All you need to do is, it is free. You only need to make a deposit into your 10 trade account. Once you make a deposit of at least $500 US, reach out to your account officer. Okay. If you don't know your account officer, chat up live support on the 10 trade website or on the WhatsApp groups that you belong to. Reach out to the admin and let them know that you want to access your account officer. Okay, your officer will reach out to me, and then we'll schedule your session. Okay, so that's how it's going to be. So I'll be taking a few sessions this week before the election starts, and after elections we'll continue our sessions. Okay, for those that will be involved. So let's take Temitope is asking, how can we know our account officer? I just mentioned that, Temitope. You want to, easiest way is on the WhatsApp group that you belong to, or a Telegram group that you belong to, reach out to the admin. Okay, reach out to the admin, and then you giving your account officer, or chat up live support on the 10 trade website. Okay, 10 trade websites is 10.trade. I'm going to type that link on the chat box right now. So there's a live chat there that you can send a message to. All right, perfect. So let's take our last pair for this morning because of time. Okay. Which pair should we take? Something different. Let's check out GBP USD. I know it to be, so this is GBP USD, guys. Victor, my 4-hour chart again on gold. So let me quickly just show you the chart. So what I'll just do is, this is my 4-hour chart. Let me just give you a screenshot. I'm going to send a screenshot in the chat box. So you can have it. Hold on. So Victor, that's a link to the 4-hour chart, okay? So GBP USD real quick. All right, so let's start from the weekly time frame. What is the weekly time frame telling us? All right, something very, very similar as well to what we have on Euro USD. Let's delete everything here. Excuse me. So what is price doing? Price is currently reacting at a supply. This is the supply that price is reacting to over here. And we can see that price is correcting. If this supply zone right here is going to hold, then that means price should form a lower low, like so. Okay, that is if there's enough strength in this supply. All right, but possibly we're also seeing something. All right, a possible setup for a liquidation is this double top here. Okay, and that double top is also happening at a supply. So that's a setup. So a lot of people might think that price will drop from here. So people are actually also selling, all right? But a lot of people, okay, Stop losses are still here. For swing traders, they are still possibly holding this trade, especially the big banks, the hedge funds, they are still holding these trades, okay, from here. So price might possibly still go up to grab liquidity before possibly, giving us a huge dump, or price might just come here, grab liquidity, change trend, and then just keep going up. Okay, we never know, right? And you know that this is GBP against the US dollar. Okay, so I'm sure the pounds wouldn't really want the USD to be stronger than it, right? So there'll be a lot of things going on economically that will drive the market. So, but let us trade what is in front of us, guys. Don't let's get too deep into all of that. Let's trade what is in front of us. Okay, so price is in a supply, and in supply we're looking for possible sell opportunities. All right, so in this case, what are we doing? Price is here currently, so let's look for go to a lower time frame, 4-hour charts, and then we are looking for sell opportunities. All right, so what is the structure on the 4 hours chart? Price is in a downtrend, as you can see, like so. All right, price is in a downtrend, and price is currently retracing. Where is price retracing? Price is reacting to a supply zone here. So let's identify that supply zone real quick. Let's go to normal candlestick and then identify that supply. Okay, so the way I look at the market, like I told you, the way I look at supply zone and demand zone, I like to take the range. So if I'm taking entry, if I'm to analyze this guy, I'm going to consider all of this range here, because this is the last up move that took our liquidity before the down move happened. All right, so let me just do it as I would do it, so that we'll be on the same page. So all of this here is what I'm concerned about, guys. This. All right, so price is in a supply range. In this range is where we want to be looking for sell opportunities. All right, if we see a sell opportunity in this range, then if it holds, price should give us a lower low. Okay, so this is a point where we might be willing to exit the trade as a take profit somewhere here. So there's a retracement here, and then we can see that price over here. Easily, you can see that price has formed some sort of a M pattern here. Price has taken out liquidity, like so, and price is currently dropping. If we know that price is currently dropping and price has done all of that, easily let's go to a lower time frame and get a very solid entry. Okay, so we want to go to 15 minutes time frame, and on 15 minutes, what are you looking for? The same thing. All right, you are looking for a continuation of that trend. You can see on 15 minutes charts, what is price doing? Price is currently in a downtrend, very, very clear downtrend. So what do you want price to do, guys? Very, very simple. You want price to break this zone properly. So this is the, let me delete this. So you want price to break this zone properly, this low. Okay, so we're currently seeing a week, but you want price to come down, break this zone properly. You should, okay, because right now, a lot of people that trade support and resistance would identify this zone as a support, this place as support. All right, so of course they've been wicked out, but I think price will still come back down properly, and a red candle will close below this zone. Once that happens, you want to wait for a retracement into a supply, and that supply is this zone right here. Okay, so you want price to break down a bit, and when that break happens, wait for a retracement into the supply. If price should do this, over here is where you want to look for selling opportunities. All right, so that's my 2 cents about what we can do on GBP USD. For me, GBP USD is not ready yet for anything. All right, if you are buying right now on GBP USD, you are taking a very, very risky trade. Okay, because if you say you should buy now, because this is what a normal retail trader will call a support. All right, so if you are buying here, okay, they might trick you into believing that, okay, you are seeing this candlestick pattern, like you are seeing this exhaustion. So you might think that the buyers have entered the market. As soon as you take entry, they know that your stop loss is here. All right, if you buy now, they might move price to take out your stop loss. Eventually, price will still go back up into the zone. So just wait for the right zones to take entry from, right? We've established that on the 4-hour time frame on GBP USD, price is in control of the supply. So we are looking for sales. On 15 minutes, we've seen that price is in a downtrend. All right. So if price is in a downtrend, you want to be looking for selling opportunities. And if price is in a downtrend, you want to sell at the lower high. So what you're simply waiting for is for price to retrace into a lower high. And for that to happen, you need this lower low here to be taken out properly. So that's why I said we want price to break this zone properly. You want to see a red candle close below this zone. When that happens, you wait for a retracement into this supply range, and then you look for selling opportunities. Do you understand, guys? Let me know if this has made some sort of value to you. Type in value in the chat box if you understand what we've said so far. We've checked out USD today, we've checked out gold today, we've checked out Euro USD, we've checked out GBP USD, 4 currencies this morning. Give me some feedback in the chat box and let me know if this has been worth our time by typing in value in chat box. Joshua, thank you. Alaji Bello, thank you. Victor E, Leo Prince, thank you. All right. So guys, because of time, this is a 1-hour class. I don't want to make it too long, but I want to recommend, guys, that you watch the replay. There's so much to learn and there's so much to do. That's why I want to recommend to every 10 trade clients to actually do your best to engage me. I'd like to give you that clarity session, 30 minutes. It will really, really be very, very helpful. All right, so all you need to do is to fund your account with at least $500 US. Once you do that, you qualify for the one-on-one session with me. All right. Ken Dollar, Adeoli Inka, thank you. Oge, Kate, Stephen Ojo. All right, guys. Any other questions before we wrap up this session? Any other questions? If you want me to unmute you, let me know. You can type your questions in the chat box. All right. You're welcome, Jonathan. You're welcome. Any other question, guys? Any other questions, observations, corrections? I'd like to do that before we end the session. All right, so I'll just wait around for the next few seconds. Next few seconds, rather. All right, so without no questions, so let me thank. Okwemi is asking, can $200 work for the what? Are you talking about for the one-on-one session? No, I would really, really like to do that. The minimum that you can do is $500 US only. All right, $500 only. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a wonderful morning. Please let us stay safe. this weekend. May God protect everybody this weekend, and Nigeria will be great again. Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'll see you on the next webinar session by 10 Trade. Have a lovely day, everybody. God bless you. Bye.